Good morning, everyone. My name's Austin. It is currently 2:17 a.m. Just letting you know that tomorrow I have Air Force physical training, and I found it urgent enough to get up and make a video because this is serious stuff and I'm freaking out. So before I went to bed, I prayed to God for a rapture dream, for rapture confirmation. Alright, I asked for rapture confirmation. I asked that He would confirm that I was going to be saved in the rapture, and I just, I repented and all that stuff as I prayed before bed. I went to sleep really content, had everything ready for tomorrow. I felt good, I wasn't extremely tired, and everything ready for school and Air Force ROTC and stuff tomorrow. And so I went to sleep. I woke up around like 1 or something, and then I went to the restroom and I went back to bed. So I went back to bed and I had a dream, rapture dream, realest dream I've ever had in my entire life. And honestly, right now I've never been more depressed. I've never been more sad, upset, surprised, kind of empty. So first, I knew the rapture was happening. Alright, there was this huge countdown and everything, and I feel sick just talking about it. And I remember knowing the rapture was going to happen, and I did, and I was counting it down. I was anticipating it with my friend, and I know we didn't have much time left, and I can just tell the times were getting so evil, and it was so scary. I knew just Satan wanted at me. I knew it. He was just waiting, and he seemed like happy. And so eventually the time came where the rapture was going to happen, and everyone moved outside, and it was nighttime. Alright, it was nighttime, and so everyone went outside, and people were standing, people were sitting. And I remember getting chairs, and I remember sitting with Air Force, sitting with a bunch of Air Force cadets that I'm in the Air Force ROTC program with. And I saw my master sergeant, I'm not going to say her name, but I saw my master sergeant sitting in a chair. And I remember she was just kind of had the mood or the attitude let's just get this over with so we can continue. So we sat down, and I remember looking up and seeing Air Force planes and knowing that this was serious. As soon as the rapture happened, the world was screwed, and I was glad I wasn't going to be there for it. So I remember seeing my master sergeant. She was really cold. So maybe towards the winter time she was cold, so she had her hood up, and none of the other cadets had their hood up. And so I put mine up, and I remember telling them, I was like, guys, you gotta have your hood up because it's a sign of respect, because the master sergeant has her hood up, and we can't think we're better than her by not having ours up. I don't know, really weird fact. Maybe one of you can elaborate on it. So then it looked like a sunrise coming, but it was white, and I knew it was happening just at the second. I looked in the distance, and there was kind of like a valley, like a peak in the sky, and as soon as it came over the horizon, I saw it was the rapture, and I saw exactly how I can picture in my mind all these souls just shooting up right into the sky. It looked like white tubes going into the sky, and at the very top, right when they hit the clouds, I can see an angel's body breaking through, and these people, all these tubes, these white tubes just shooting up in the sky, and it was coming from east to west. It was moving towards me, and I knew it was moving towards me, so I was like, this is my time, I'm going. So I remember jumping up, and I remember my body, my spirit literally being so ecstatic that I couldn't even control myself. I was like, yes, Jesus is here, Jesus is coming, he's here. I remember feeling so overwhelmed with excitement. I got on my knees, my hands and knees. I started praying. I started repenting. I started praying. I just said, Jesus, take me. I repent of all my sins. Lord, please, please don't leave me here. Take me. I'm ready to go. And I remember as I had my head down in the ground, like I had my head down so I couldn't see anything, just waiting for the angel to come down and take me and shoot up into the sky. And I remember feeling people around me, and I felt angels touch down around me, and I felt their warmth around me. I felt their warmth like around, like touching my shoulders, but it was just skimming it. It wasn't all consuming. They were just skimming me and shooting up. And I remember knowing that it passed. The rapture passed, and I remember knowing that I was left behind. And I looked up into the sky, and I saw percentages of, so there were people left behind, and there were people that were super disappointed, and those people that were extremely disappointed, including myself, there were percentages up in the sky, and mine was 74%. So 74% of my heart belongs to Christ. All right, so the world is occupying, is claiming 26%, and that's a large percent, right? That's over 1/4 of my heart does not belong to Christ. And I remember it was then, I don't know what happened, but it went into the next day, and it was sunny outside, but there was destruction, like bombs hit everywhere. And we went into like we were going into a jewelry store, and I was still with these Air Force cadets, and I saw a girl who looked really, really depressed, and I said, you didn't make it either. And she said, or no. I said, yeah, guys, I don't know how I didn't make it. I'm at 74%. And I remember saying, that's almost 76%. That's almost 80% of my heart belongs to Christ. And this girl looks at me, and she looks at me just with utter disgust, like I can't believe we're talking right now. And she said, my percent was 82%. So 82% of her heart belonged to Christ. And I remember people looking at her like, whoa. Like, man, if you didn't get in, they said this to her, like, if you didn't get in, then that's impossible to get in. And then I remember someone running up afterwards, and they said that on the TV, or the government was saying that the rapture was an alien invasion gone wrong, right? So this alien invasion was supposed to take everyone, but they said it was an alien invasion gone wrong. Like there was something severely wrong with this invasion that left so many people behind, and everyone believed it. So honestly, so that was my dream. And I woke up, and I have never felt more alone, more empty, just more like, I don't know. I know I gotta give up. Like, people, we gotta give up. Like, if your heart is not 100% with Christ when He comes, which is any second, I promise you that, you will not be taken. If it is not 100% with Him, not 74%, not 82%, but if it is not 100% with Christ, you will not be saved. You will not be saved from the things to come. And I know a lot of you may not like this video, and that's fine, but I know I needed to make it. I can't sleep. And I honestly need help. Like, I'm definitely going to turn to God, but I think I'm really considering, I'm pretty sure I need to just get out of my Air Force contract. Like, get out of it. Drop out of school. I need to go preach the Word of God. I need to devote my life 100% to Christ. Because I know that the Air Force and all these things, the Air Force and school and everything, that's what's claiming that 26% of my heart when it should belong to Jesus. So if I get out of the Air Force and I get out of school, then I can truly focus on the truth, on preaching what I was called to do. And honestly, brothers and sisters, I really need your help. I need your help. If any of you have a word for me, if any of you have advice for me on how to go about this, if any of you have encouragement, anything, I urge you, please, I'm asking you, please leave it, comment it, message. I don't care. I need it desperately. I cannot be left behind. And luckily, when I woke up, God told me that I still have time. So these things, I need to do it now. And regardless, I'm doing so well in the Air Force, so well in school. My mom is so proud. I mean, I have a son. I have a girlfriend. Everything I thought was perfect, but I need to radically follow Jesus. I need to give up my life for Jesus. I need to give all that up. Now that's not saying I don't want my son in my life, I don't want my girlfriend in my life. I definitely don't want to disappoint my mom. I definitely don't want to I'm a flight commander. I don't want to just leave my flight. I don't want to just totally forget about 20 kids in my flight that I'm helping to become leaders, and just waste all my mom's money that she's given in my schooling, like $60,000 of schooling down the drain. I don't want to do any of that, but I have to. I have to give it all up. Brothers and sisters, this is real. Like, this is, Jesus says, narrow is the gate that leads to salvation. And when he says narrow, he means narrow. Like, I'm talking, if your heart is not 100% Jesus Christ, does not 100% belong to him, you will not be saved. And there are a lot of people that are going to be like 90%, like 70%, 80%, 81, 82, 90s. You will not be saved. That's that. We need to reevaluate our hearts. We really, really do. And what we need to do to get our hearts ready, prepared, and how we need to what it's going to take to get our hearts 100% on Christ. So again, I urge you all, please, I need help. I know I need to turn to the Lord and get answers and get guidance and understanding, but I do need your help and feedback, so anything helps. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you all.